Okay, the left has a famous trope, a famous method that they like to use. They like to say that those of us on the right are Nazis. Well, why do they say that? They say that because universally, the National German Workers' Party, the National Socialist Party of Germany, slightly before and during World War II, are now universally recognized as the epitome of evil. That's why they like to throw that name at us. Here's the problem. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, floats like a duck, and tastes like a duck, it's probably a duck. But that stuff don't line up. Let's examine the National Socialist Party. First of all, they were a nationalist party, okay? That means they were all about Germans. Well, we are all about America. That's true. I'll give you that one. That's where the similarities end. They were socialists. We're not socialists. Socialism is on the left, not the right. Next of all, how did they come into power? What kind of tactics did they use to sway public opinion in their favor? Well, the Reichstag fire is a good example. They created the Reichstag fire, the parliament of Germany at the time, to blame on communists, who were their chosen enemy at the time, and to garner sympathy from the citizens. Okay? Well, that kind of worked, but that's not all they did. They picked one group of people out of the whole German population, the Jews, and they blamed everything on the Jews. Jews, Poles, Slavs, anybody that wasn't German. So, what does the left in this century do? They blame whites. Whether you've done anything or not is irrelevant. If you're white, you're guilty according to them. They blame anybody who's not a leftist. If you're not an extreme leftist, you're evil, according to them. Well, what other tactics do they use? They use propaganda. They would tell some of the most outlandish lies. And if you didn't believe them, or you didn't at least claim to believe them, they would come and burn down your business, assault you, kill you, use violence to try to keep you in line, or try to get you on their side through fear and terror. Does that sound like the right? No. The most recent example is Target made a big mistake. They put transgender children's clothes in their stores. When there was a big backlash, they pulled the merchandise. Some of them pulled it, some of them pulled it into the back of the store where it wasn't visible. Well, what does the transgender people do? They send bomb threats. Is that peaceful protest? Is that inclusivity? Oh, but it's a genocide. They're trying to kill all the... No, ain't nobody trying to kill the transgender people. We might give a flying rip if you're transgender. Nobody cares. What we care about is that you don't push this very adult sexual subject on children that are too young to understand it. You're coming after our kids, and we're not going to tolerate it. Now, you can pitch all the fits you want to, tell all the lies you want to, hold your breath till your face turns blue. You're not getting the kids. It's not going to happen. We will go to our last drop of blood, our last breath in our lungs to defend our kids. Are you willing to go that far for your lives and your dementia? Because you can rest assured, I'm not transphobic. I don't care if you're trans or not. But you're not going to make me accept transphobia for my kids or my grandkids. No. You don't get to tell a child that is too young to know to think the ultimate in adult sexuality is holding hands or kissing. You don't get to tell a child that age and younger about chopping off body parts and you're in the wrong body and oh, you're transgender. No, these kids don't understand that. They don't need to understand it. They don't need to know it, and you're not going to get away with it. What you're going to do is you're going to keep pushing, and we're going to keep pushing back, and it's going to keep escalating until you got some serious problems on your hands. Businesses that go woke will go broke. I guarantee you, any business that pushes this LGBTQ transgender crap ain't getting a dime of my money, not one penny. I'm not going to back them. I'm not going to go to their location. I'm not going to spend money with them. It's just that simple. Now, basically what you're doing is you're giving them a choice, just like we're giving them a choice. If they do that stuff, they will go broke. You're saying, if you don't do that stuff, we're going to blow you up or burn you down. That's what you're telling them. Who is it, the Nazis again? Who's using violence, terror, and threats of violence to try to get their agenda through? It ain't the right. It's the left. Yes, Nazism is alive and well in the 21st century in the United States of America. It certainly is. And it's all on the left. You guys are the Nazis, not us. All we wanted was to be left alone. But you couldn't do that. You want to try to take your twisted ideas and ram them down our throats. And we're not going to have it. You try to take your perverted ideas and teach it to our children. And we're not going to have that either. Now, you do what you got to do. Your twisted little mental disease has told you. You can call it a genocide if you want to. That's a lie. It's not a genocide. Nobody cares what you do in your privacy of your own bedroom. Just like my sexuality is not your business, yours is not mine. I don't go sharing my bedroom tactics and bedroom things with you. You're not going to share yours with me. I don't want to hear it. It's not my business. You want to do that stuff? Jam on. That's fine for you. But you're not teaching it to my kids. You're not teaching it to my grandkids. You can try, and you'll wish you hadn't. I promise you that. So your best bet right now will be to back off, because these businesses are being given a choice between non-existence and violence. Wouldn't surprise me if they started hiring very good security, because they can't exist without our money. They can exist if you try to blow them up, because they can put you down. Keep going. You're making a big mistake, but you keep right on going. And by the way, get a brain.